November 12th, 1991, the Massacre of Santa Cruz, a day no one will forget. This had occurred in Dili, East Timor, a small district where thousands of men, women, and children demonstrators were gathered to attend the funeral of Sebastião Gomes, a political activist who was shot by Indonesian troops on October 28, 1991, just weeks prior, during a pro-independence movement. Gomes pushed for pro-independence of East Timor, and that was his ultimate goal. These several thousand men, women, and children demonstrators walked from the Motel Church to the Santa Cruz Cemetery where he was buried. Many individuals held up flags of East Timor and other sayings while on this walk. The event that happened soon after was one no one was ready for. While these several thousand people were in the cemetery, Indonesian troops came and quickly began altercations with the peaceful protesters. With their M16s in hand, Indonesian troops shot into the crowd, quickly killing over 250 East Timorese during the Indonesian occupation of East Timor. This massacre became known as the Santa Cruz Massacre of 1991, or the Dili Massacre. They are alleged to have buried the bodies of the dead in clandestine mass graves, many never identified and returned to their own families. Even with this incident being as big as it was, no one has ever investigated these deaths fully. Our forensic scientists today need to look at this mass gravesite not only because it is one of our basic ethical concerns, but because the families who never saw their loved ones again deserve the truth. This whole incident was witnessed by two international journalists, Amy Goodman and Alan Narn, and one film director, Max Stahl. Goodman and Narn were beaten up in this encounter because they tried to get in between the Indonesian soldiers and the East Timorese. The entire thing was caught on film by Max Stahl, and they all eventually made it back safely to Australia with the footage of what had happened on November 12th, 1991. Since then, the video of the Santa Cruz Massacre has been viral. People from all around the globe have seen this horrific video footage. One quote states that you don't massacre civilians in front of the world press. Maybe commanders do it in villages where no one will ever know, but not in the provincial capital. These citizens of East Timor and even others around the globe wanted to end the genocide which was occurring in East Timor because of Indonesia. Everyone could see that what was supposed to be a non-violent demonstration quickly turned violent with the help of the Indonesian troops. Frantz Fanon, a well-known theorist, would say that the Indonesian troops killed these innocent individuals for their own personal gain. They were seeking to find more power, and they did anything to try and reach it. The significance of this was that many young individuals lost their lives. The Indonesian troops remained in East Timor until 1999, when the U.S. broke ties with the Indonesian military. Today, demonstrators walk the streets of East Timor, telling the once deadly tale of the Santa Cruz Massacre. They walk to remember those who died while peacefully protesting. Alan Narn still finds the incident difficult to cope with. He said in an interview that, in quote, "It's very difficult to have friends murdered, to see people murdered. It creates all sorts of reverberations inside of you that never really stop. But it also creates a spur to go do something about it, to try to stop it, and also to bring justice to those responsible." End quote. The cemetery is even more honored today and respected than it had been in 1991. Visitors from all around the globe go and visit the Santa Cruz Cemetery, where over 250 East Timorese were killed by Indonesian troops on November 12, 1991. We can also remember those that died through statues such as these in Dili. Although the Massacre of Santa Cruz was one that we will never forget, it also reminds us to stand up for what we truly believe in, and even through the use of nonviolence, we can accomplish much more than those who use violence today.